Hey guys, welcome back to Insomnia Extreme. Today's video is a pretty exciting one. I actually get to partner with a company that I've bought from a ton in the past, so I was really excited when they reached out to me. Today I'm working with Camera Ready Cosmetics, which is a website that sells numerous different brands of makeup, so it's kind of all in one place. And the best thing for why I use them is they tend to have a lot of different body paint brands, more theatrical brands, and SFX products, which I don't know if it's the same everywhere, but especially in Canada, that can be really tricky to find. There's really not many local in-store places that sell a lot of the more specialty products. I'm going to be doing 2 looks with them this Halloween season, which I'm really pumped for. This one's going to be a little bit more of a softer SFX tutorial, the more like subtle type of makeup, and then the next one coming down the line is going to be a lot more in-your-face obvious stuff, which I'm really excited for as well. For today's look, I want to try and create this like creepy phantom, almost like undead, but hauntingly beautiful. It's kind of what I'm going for, and we'll see where we end up. As always, I will have everything I use listed in the links down below, so you don't have to play a guessing game of what exactly I was putting on my face. And if you have any additional questions at the end of it, then please feel free to leave them in the comments. I'll be happy to get back to you guys and clarify anything that I might not have gone over enough for you. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you want to see how to bring this eerie, haunting phantom to life, then please just keep watching. So first thing I'm going to do actually is kind of the reverse of how I usually do my tutorials. I'm going to start with my hair, and that's mainly just because I want to have that really like, how to put this, the like dead zombie hair kind of stuff is all, it's like limp, greasy, grungy, and gross. That's just the every G, I guess, descriptor. You might be able to do this with a wig for sure. I just find it's gonna be a little bit trickier with a wig because they tend to be fuller and look like they have more volume, and I kind of want the opposite of that. I want this to look like I have almost no volume to my hair, which works because I have very thin, fine, not voluminous hair naturally. So this will be perfect. I went ahead and grabbed a few hair products that I just never use. This is like a thermal setting mist, and this is a cushioning blow dry gel. I just don't tend to actually do much with my hair normally, so I don't use a lot of products that I get. So I'm going to use stuff like that to kind of just add more texture and make it kind of more greasy. And then I'm going to use products like a temporary hairspray with color in it, as well as probably some body paints just on my fingers and go into it until I get this more dull, ghostly feel to my hair. At least that's what I'm aiming for, so we'll see what we do. And once your hair looks really gross and grungy, just tie it out of your way for the rest of the makeup, clean up anything that you got on you, and then we'll just move on. So for this one, I did say it was going to be kind of softer SFX, and for that I'm going to be using 2 prosthetics that are from out of kits. You can of course do brow blocking with different methods. I do want to make a little video on using from glue stick, spirit gum to the more easily accessible products for brow blocking, but this is going to give a really perfectly smooth surface to make a really soft, subtle skull. Or you could always just shave your brows, but I mean that's some pretty intense dedication. So we're gonna go with this today. Beforehand, what you want to do for any of the prosthetics is you want to clean the area around where you're going to apply the prosthetics, and then for brows specifically, or anywhere that you're going to apply to hair, you also want to glue that down first, and then you can apply the prosthetic. So I'm just cleaning the skin off around my eyebrows with a little bit of alcohol, and then just to put a protective layer over my actual brow hairs, I'm just going to use a little bit of a washable glue stick. This comes off with water, so super easy to press down your brows, and then we will move on to the prosthetic. These are the small brow blockers, so if you have much bigger brows, you might want to go for a larger size. So the really fun thing about these prosthetics is that to apply them is actually really easy. It's almost like applying a band-aid. There is no extra adhesive needed, whereas most you need to apply a 2-part adhesive first and then attach it that way. This is just going to be place it where you like and then start removing the side pieces until you press it down and it's where you want it to be. And then once you have those down, you might find some of the edges are not as clean as they could be, but the nice thing about these is that you can actually melt the edges with a little bit of acetone on a Q-tip. So I'm just going to do that, go around and get rid of any of the little problem areas along the edges, and then just smooth it out. Never reminded, never taken. If you want to go one extra step, you can also take a little bit of Pros-aide Cream on a sponge and just go around the edges. to even blend it further. So I'm going to take a little bit of this sponge, cut it up, and then I'm going to take a bit of the cream and just go all the way around. And then you'll know the Pros-aide cream has dried when it goes completely clear, since it goes on white. And then what you want to do is take a little bit of translucent setting powder and just set all the way around it. So I'm just going to do the exact same steps to the healed burn scar prosthetic. I think I just want to apply it right in around this area, and then I can have fun with maybe doing some shading and maybe veining coming out from there. So something to just keep in mind, as you can see, I'm having redness here. Now that's actually just from my skin. It tends to, if I kind of do any rubbing or abrasion on it, just being pasty white, it tends to get red. But it does make a good point of, please, whenever working with any SFX products, they are far more chemically based than a lot of makeup. So please always do patch tests for everything. From the acetone I'm using right now, try a little bit to see if it irritates your skin, adhesives, removers, everything that goes into creating an SFX look, please make sure to patch test, because they are far more likely to cause a reaction on people's skin or possibly have a negative impact than more regular beauty makeup does. And then from here, you could go ahead and start painting, but again, one extra step that can be just a nice addition is to take a fixative or sealer and just kind of spray over the entire area of the prosthetic and where you have the powder down, and then you will be ready to move on to painting. I would recommend, if you're using a spray bottle, maybe don't just spray around your eyes, because that probably could end badly, so maybe just spray it onto a brush and use that. So to start the skin tone base, I am just going to take a cream white paint and mix it with some different colors to get an almost like ethereal, eerie green. I kind of want like ghostly green to be the base. So I'm going to go in with Mehron's Clown White Lite and the blue and green from the NYX SFX creams. And I'm just going to mix them together on a palette until I get a tone that I'm happy with to be my base skin tone. Now to start building up texturing on the face and start getting different tones into it, I'm going to be using the Skin Illustrator Zombie Effects palette. This is an alcohol activated palette. I'm going to use a few different brushes, some pretty stiff ones and then some softer ones, and I'm just going to flick a ton of the different colors all over and just kind of build up wherever I want it to. And I'm mainly going to be using the blues and green tones that are kind of in the center here, and let's go from there. So then to start building the kind of phantom skull shape, I am just using an eyeshadow. This one is from Mehron, but you can basically use any ones that you have available. And the biggest struggle I'm going to have is that when I do skulls, I tend to love the like full deep contrast from black to white usually. So for this one, I'm going to try and keep it as soft as possible. I'm just going to build up in shades of teals, maybe a little bit of blues, and some, I'm going to try and say gray and maybe just a tight, like smallest bit of black, because I don't want to like default to my usual of going all the way to a stark black. So I'm going to do my best to keep it really soft so it feels more like a phantom, more ghostly. So that's kind of what I'm going to work at. But the last steps I'm going to do is to, obviously you can't really see the prosthetic right now, so I'm going to help emphasize it by going in with the alcohol paints again and just slowly building up from there and having it kind of spread out almost as like maybe like an infection. I don't want to go too crazy with it, but I definitely want to bring attention to the fact that it's there and the nice protrusion that it has in its buildup. Taking our beautifully gross limp hair out of a ponytail. Last thing would just be to throw on your costume or your outfit, whatever that may be. And then you have a pretty eerie phantom creature by the end of it, hopefully. From here, you could throw on whatever costume or outfit you're hoping to rock for what will be the Halloween season. I don't really know how Halloween's gonna look this year. It might be a little bit weird, but even, hopefully you get to celebrate some kind of even virtual Halloween wherever you are and just get to dress up and freak out your friends and still have an awesome time. Normally, this is the part where I would also throw in a pair of contacts. Especially for this look, I would love to rock the like white mesh lenses that I've worn in the past. They look so cool, make your eyes like look all dead and creepy and lifeless. But as you will probably notice throughout the Halloween season, I actually will not be wearing any contacts anymore. I haven't for the last quite a few months now. Essentially, without going into it, last year I had 2 trips to the hospital and numerous instances with problems with contacts in my eyes. So I no longer risk my eyesight and do not wear contacts at all anymore. So I will do a proper video to explain that in depth and explain what happened, but just know that you won't see them anymore. But I will still edit photos to kind of give that last feel of what a complete look would look like. I hope you guys like this one and having brought it to life. There's another one coming down the line that's gonna be pretty intense that I'm super pumped for. So hopefully you're excited to see that as well. Ultimately, I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. I had so much fun bringing it to life, so I definitely hope you like it as well. But that's probably it for this video, so thank you guys so much for watching. I, of course, will see you next video, so until then, bye guys!